Alright, I'm going to start my presentation a little differently. Everyone here has got some pretty serious topics. I'm going to start by talking about The Terminator. So The Terminator is a hit series of sci-fi blockbuster movies about robots taking over the world. And because of this and movies like it, this has become the image that most people think about when they think about artificial intelligence. They think about this scary robot that's going to take over the world. But recent advances in technology have made artificial intelligence a tangible aspect of our society, and it looks very much different. This is what it looks like today. Now, most people consider art a very much human trait and human activity. It requires a lot of creativity and cognitive thinking, which are not characteristics typically associated with computers. However, only 2 of the 4 pictures behind me were created by humans, the 2 on the left. The 2 on the right were actually created by computer programs using a technique known as machine learning. With machine learning, programmers taught the computers how to learn as opposed to teaching them how to make artwork. The computers would then go through and analyze hundreds of thousands of different pieces of artwork throughout human history and learn the different techniques and styles that made them successful. Then in the end, they would create their own artwork that was creative and unique and not simply remakes of other people's work. Now, outside of artwork, one of my favorite forms of artificial intelligence is called Mario. It's a program that's essentially designed to navigate the game of Mario. Now, I'm sure most people in here have played the game of Mario. It's not necessarily that complicated. I'm sure we've all beaten a couple levels at one point or another. It's also not that difficult to explicitly tell a program how to play the game. You simply tell it when to jump and when to move right, left, etc. What's hard is to teach it how to learn to play a game, which is what they did. They simply taught it the bare bones basics of how to press the different buttons and how to get input from the game that we would typically see, such as when you're moving, stuck, or when you've died, and let the program continue to run. It continues to learn, for example, by seeing when it presses the right button, it continues to move through the map and make progress until it reaches obstacles such as the one behind me. Here it tries numerous different things until it learns that pressing the A button allows it to jump over a block. It then connects the act of pressing the A button and overcoming an obstacle and continues to employ that same technique to navigate future obstacles throughout the rest of the game until it can eventually beat it through trial and error. Now, machine learning allows it to approach the game the same way a young child would learn how to play, just by continuing to try different options. So clearly, machine learning has allowed computers to think more like humans do, but they're not nearly as limited. Humans are typically limited by our biology. We can't simply just replace our brain with a smarter one, but computers can do that. If they created a faster hard drive or a better motherboard, they could simply pull out the one that they have and replace it with a new one. Even considering how fast computers are today, our brain is still remarkably impressive. If you look on the graph here, even the fastest computers today are minute compared to the raw processing power that our brain can have. However, our brain is more or less stuck at the point we're at, where computers have been and are continuing to grow at a rate of doubling nearly every 18 months or so. And if they continue along this path, it's inevitable that they'll reach and possibly exceed the level we're at now. Now, the level of artificial intelligence is something that's inevitable in our society. It's part of our human nature to continue to innovate and adapt and make technological advancements. So whether it takes 10 years or 10,000 years, the singularity point where computers reach our level of intelligence is something that is inevitable. And when it happens, it will spark something known as an intelligence explosion. Now, if humans were able to come together and collectively create something that was smarter than ourselves, then computers would do the same. And this process will continue to repeat and repeat until technology has reached such a level that we can't even begin to comprehend it. So clearly it's something that's imminent in our future, yet it's probably not something that's discussed about often. A lot of times people are just contributed to being nerdy and just talking about hypotheticals, yet it's something that's already prevalent in our society. And one of the reasons that I think people don't really talk about it or believe it's much of a problem is because it's fun. Like the Terminator in the beginning, it's something that's integrated throughout our pop culture as something that's interesting and exciting, and not necessarily a problem that is urgent for us to settle. Also, the problem is that it's gradual. Like the frog, we are already in the water and it's slowly starting to boil. We already rely heavily on different technologies such as the use of our phones and computers to handle much of what we do through automation and other analysis. And also because it's comfortable. When the frog's in the water, it's not trying to jump out in the beginning because the water is comfortable for it to feel, just like we are enjoying the benefits that technology brings to us. However, the level of artificial intelligence is going to change rapidly in the future as computers allow it to grow exponentially. And we don't really know how that's going to affect with us because most people don't really talk about it. So it could be good for us, it could be bad, and we don't really know. But I think it's about time that we as humanity come together and figure out how we're going to interact with artificial intelligence before it gets here.